You wake up, scroll for a bit, drink your coffee, maybe complain about how tired you are, and then drift into another day that feels strangely the same as the last. You tell yourself you're fine, you're doing okay, but deep down there's this quiet whisper that says, you're meant for more than this. And yet, you don't move. You hesitate. You play small. You live safely within the walls of ordinary, even though something inside you is begging to break free. Most people die long before their heart stops beating, not because they lack potential, but because they never dare to confront what they truly could be. The quiet decay of the ordinary. Ordinary isn't evil. It's comfortable. It's the invisible cage we build out of routine, fear, and self-doubt. It's the voice that says, don't stand out, don't risk being wrong, don't make people uncomfortable. But here's the brutal truth. The world doesn't reward the ordinary, it forgets them. The ordinary person seeks approval. The extraordinary person seeks truth. The ordinary person avoids pain. The extraordinary person uses it as fuel. Nietzsche once wrote, "The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly." Most people are terrified of heights, especially the kind that come from growth, because growth demands you leave behind who you once were. The hidden disease of modern comfort. We live in an age where comfort has become the ultimate virtue. Instant gratification is our drug. Entertainment numbs our anxiety. We chase dopamine hits, not meaning. But comfort kills greatness. It erodes your mental strength one convenience at a time. Look around. Most people are not suffering from lack of opportunity. They're suffering from lack of discipline, lack of direction, and lack of depth. They've traded challenge for ease, wisdom for noise, and freedom for distraction. Machiavelli warned that it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. He wasn't speaking about tyranny. He was pointing to strength. To be respected by yourself, you must first become dangerous. Not violent, but capable. Capable of saying no. Capable of enduring pain. Capable of standing alone in a world that constantly demands conformity. The mirror test. Ask yourself this. If you met yourself from 5 years ago, would you be proud or embarrassed? Growth isn't measured in achievements, it's measured in self-mastery. Can you control your impulses? Can you act when you're afraid? Can you do what must be done when no one's watching? Bonhoeffer, who stood against the Nazi regime and paid with his life, once said, "The ultimate test of a moral society is the kind of world it leaves to its children." But that same test applies to you. What kind of self are you leaving to your future? Every day you're leaving something behind, either a stronger version of yourself or a weaker one. The weight of responsibility. Ordinary people run from responsibility. Extraordinary ones embrace it. Responsibility means you stop blaming the system, your parents, your boss, your past. It means you look in the mirror and say, if my life is a mess, I'm the one who must clean it. Plato believed that the ideal state could only be ruled by philosopher kings, those who love wisdom more than power. But what if you applied that to yourself? What if you became the ruler of your own inner kingdom, wise, disciplined, and unshakable? Because make no mistake, if you don't rule your mind, someone else will. The war within. Inside you, there are two forces constantly at war. The weaker self that wants comfort, and the stronger self that craves greatness. Every decision you make, what you eat, what you watch, how you react, is a battle between those two selves. Most people lose not because they're incapable, but because they never realize the battle is even happening. The mind is a battlefield, and you're both the soldier and the enemy. Nietzsche called this the will to power, the inner drive to rise above your current state. But that power doesn't come from dominance over others. It comes from dominance over yourself. When you master your impulses, you become dangerous. When you master your mind, you become unstoppable. The cost of transformation. To become the strongest version of yourself, you must first kill who you are now. That means cutting ties with toxic habits, shallow relationships, and the part of you that secretly loves your own misery. It means saying goodbye to comfort, approval, and the illusion of safety. Most people will never do it because transformation hurts. It feels like dying. But the truth is, you're not losing yourself. You're shedding your skin. The caterpillar doesn't mourn its old body when it becomes a butterfly. Why should you mourn your weaker self? The art of thinking for yourself. The smartest people aren't those who know the most. They're the ones who question everything, even themselves. Society wants obedient thinkers, not dangerous ones. Dangerous thinkers challenge assumptions. They refuse to accept the narrative they're handed. Nietzsche once said, "Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they want their illusions destroyed." But if you want to grow, you must destroy your illusions. Ask yourself, what if the things you've been told to chase, status, comfort, approval, are actually keeping you weak? The smarter you become, the less you can lie to yourself. Embracing the struggle. You don't grow by avoiding struggle. You grow by enduring it. The ancient Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, faced war, plague, and betrayal, and still wrote in his journal, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." You will be tested by pain, by failure, by doubt, but every obstacle is secretly a teacher. Every hardship is an invitation to evolve. Most people crumble under pressure. The strong use it to forge themselves into something greater. The hidden power of solitude. You can't become extraordinary if you're always surrounded by noise. In silence, you meet yourself. You confront your fears, your ego, your emptiness. That's why most people can't stand to be alone. It exposes everything they've been avoiding. But solitude is where strength is born. That's where thinkers like Nietzsche, Epictetus, and Bonhoeffer found their clarity, alone, facing themselves. If you can learn to be at peace in silence, you've already won half the battle. Breaking the illusion of time. You keep saying you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow is the most dangerous word in your vocabulary. It's how dreams die, slowly, quietly, from procrastination disguised as patience. There is no perfect time. There's only now. The strongest version of yourself isn't waiting somewhere in the future. It's buried underneath your excuses. Start now, fail now, learn now, because the clock is ticking, and every moment you waste, your potential fades just a little more. The uncomfortable truth. You will die. It's uncomfortable to admit, but it's liberating. Memento mori, remember that you must die. When you remember your mortality, your priorities become clear. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Plato wrote that philosophy is a preparation for death, but what he really meant was learn to live so fully that death cannot take anything from you. So, what does it mean to become the smartest and strongest version of yourself? It means thinking deeply but acting decisively. It means understanding pain but not being broken by it. It means seeking truth even when it hurts. It means being kind but never weak. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about waking up each day with the courage to face the chaos, to learn, to build, and to fight for something bigger than comfort. Because strength isn't found in muscles or intellect alone. It's found in character, in the quiet decision to keep going when everything in you wants to quit.